Hola y bienvenidos a la unidad 12R, lección 3C. El verbo ser con carreras, relaciones, nacionalidad y origen. Ok, necesitas tu paquete de nivel 2 a 3, fichas, algo con que escribir y como siempre esta lección es pareja opcional. Okay, our learning targets. There's a lot because we are doing all the remaining pieces of ser. Ser, remember, is the big to be verb. I can use ser and appropriate adjectives to describe nationality and origin for U.S. Spanish and Portuguese speaking countries. I can communicate basic and common careers for my friends and family. I can communicate basic common relationships for my friends and family. I can discuss time, dates, weather, and seasons in a culturally accurate way. I can use the ser de formula to tell what something is made of if I know or am given the vocab. El verbo de hoy es explicar, to explain. Y la cita dice, lo que haces marca una diferencia. Y tienes que decidir qué tipo de diferencia quieres marcar. So what you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what type of difference you want to make. Okay, as always, a reminder that all resources that are in your packet are also available in your Student Virtual Resource Binder. Today, we're referencing actually 3 documents under the vocab section: nations, nationalities, and languages, vocab on occupations, and relationships, materials, and fabrics. All right, so again, we have covered all 5 verbs now. However, we need to talk about some more pieces that go with the verb ser. So again, today we're going to be focusing on careers, origin, nationality, and relationships. So remember, the verb ser has many meanings. We've already learned inherent characteristics. And now we're going to learn origin, nationality, relationship, profession. So for example, soy un maestro. I am a teacher. Ustedes son estudiantes. You are students. Barbara es la madre de Richard, Don, Debbie, and Brenda. Barbara is the mother of Richard, Don, Debbie, and Brenda. Ella es nuestra madre. She is our mother. Los estudiantes son de Mexico. They are from Mexico. Son mexicanos. They are Mexicans. So to be able to use the verb ser, by now, hopefully you have memorized the conjugations, but if not, you need to work on that right now. Make some flashcards. Yo soy, tú eres, él es, ella es, usted es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos son, ellas son, ustedes son. Okay, you should be taking some notes in your packet. I'm doing things just slightly out of order of the way that I stapled it. You are looking for the page that says relaciones familiares, exactly like at the top here on the left. And you have a list of relationships. So these are all relationships that you will need to memorize. So as usual, you'll want to make some flashcards for the ones that you don't know. I would recommend starting with the basics, right? Mom, dad, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, and then you can build on from there. Okay, there on the right here is what you should add onto this page. So you're going to take some notes and copy down what I have here. So there's 2 ways in Spanish, 2 general ways that we can talk about our relationships. The first way is that we can use the preposition de, which means of, and the following formula: a person's name or pronoun, the verb ser, es, and then either el or la, el if it's a male, la if it's a female. The relationship, so from this list, what are they? Are they aunt, cousin, mother, granddaughter? And then the preposition de, of, and the person's name that is related to them. So, for example, Homer, that's the name, es el padre, he is the father, de, of Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. We can also use possessive adjectives with the formula name or pronoun, our verb ser conjugated s, possessive adjective, and relationship. So, for example, Homer es su padre. Homer is their father. We have to know who they are, right? In the context, we know that we're talking about Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. So you'll want to copy down this chart of possessive adjectives. And again, make some flashcards and practice and memorize. So for ourselves, for yo, to say my, it's me. But if it's a plural thing that we're possessing, like my parents, we would say mis. So mi padre, my father, mi madre, my mother, mis padres, my parents. Tu, your, or tus, tu padre, tu madre, or tus padres, right? We got singular and plural forms. For él, ella, or usted, it's su and sus. Su padre, su madre, sus padres, their parents. For nosotros and vosotros, it's a little bit different. We have masculine and feminine forms, and we also have masculine plural and masculine and feminine plural forms. So just like we had with our definite and indefinite articles, el, la, los, las, un, una, unas, unos, and unas, we have variation for nosotros and vosotros. So to say our dad, it would be nuestro padre. To say our parents, nuestros padres. To say our mom, nuestra madre. To say our aunts, nuestras tías. Same thing for vosotros. Vuestro, vuestros, vuestra, vuestras. And then for ellos, ellas, and ustedes, notice it uses the same as el, ella, and usted. Su and sus. All right, so once you've got that copied down, pause the video, get it copied down, and then come back. We're going to do a little practice. All right, so I've kept your formulas up here at the top and your chart with your with your possessive adjectives. I want you to pause the video and in your notebook or some scratch paper, translate the following sentences to Spanish. And then when you're finished, restart the video to check your answers. Okay, here are your respuestas, answers. Maria is the sister of John. María es la hermana de John. So you should have S for your conjugation of ser. Sister is la hermana, our preposition de, and then John. I am the brother or sister of Susana. Yo soy el hermano de Susana, or yo soy la hermana de Susana, depending on if you are male or female. Mr. Flack is our teacher. Mr. Flack es nuestro maestro. So maestro, singular and masculine. So we need the singular masculine form nuestro. They are my parents. Ellos son mis padres. And you are their uncle. Tú eres su tío. That one might have been tricky for you. You, tú, are, eres, their, plural, right? Su and uncle, tío. All right, hopefully you did okay on that. Make note of any corrections you needed to do, and you'll keep practicing on this. All right, second part of our lesson for today is occupations. So now you're going backwards one page in your packet. Big list that says at the top, ocupaciones, just like on the screen here. You have a Spanish column and an English column. In the extra white space right here, I want you to take these notes. So some occupations are neutral, right? So the names of the occupations are neutral. They can apply to either male or female. We can tell this because they don't end in an O. So like cantante or juez, singer, judge, right? So there's no feminine form for those. They're neutral. They can apply to male or female. Some occupations have a different version for males and females. Like, for example, actor for the male, actriz for the female. Just like in English, right? Actor, actress. Monje, monk, monja, nun. Right? So a person who works for the church, dedicates their lives to the church. Most of the occupations on the list have to be changed for the female version. So, for example, abogado, which is lawyer, that's the masculine form, ends in an O. But if we're going to apply that to a female lawyer is abogada. Veterinario, male, masculine form with the O, male veteran, or not veteran, veterinarian. Veterinaria, a female veterinarian. So all the ones that end in O on here are in the masculine form. And if you are going to use them for a female, then you put the A on the end. And of course, if you're applying them to many people, then you have to make it plural. Okay, let's do a little practice. So again, you're going to pause the video here in your notebook or some scratch paper. Translate these sentences using the verb ser and your list of occupations. When you're ready, restart the video and come check your answers. Okay, here are the responses, respuestas. My father is an office worker. Mi padre, my father, es oficinista, an office worker. This one is neutral, doesn't have to change. My mother is an architect. Mi madre es arquitecta. So here you should have changed arquitecto to arquitecta. I am a singer. Yo soy cantante. Cantante is another neutral, so we didn't have to make any changes. It applies to whether you're male or female. You are an actress. Tú eres actriz. And we are laborers. Nosotros somos obreros. Here you should have made sure that you changed obrero to obreros, plural, because it's we. That's a plural. More than one person. So we needed to make our noun plural. Okay, our last section. This is the last pages in your handout. So you're skipping materials and telas, and you're skipping time to the last 5 pages. It's a lot. I don't expect that you're going to memorize all of these at this point, but I gave you the list so that you have it as a reference. So on this last set of handouts, you have 4 columns. The first column is the country as we say it in English. País means country in Spanish. So this is how you say the country in Espanol. So Afghanistan, Afghanistan. Germany, Alemania, Saudi Arabia, Arabia Saudita, right? So you've got your whole list of countries. Then we have nationalities. And then lastly is the language that is spoken in the country. So again, on your first page, right here in the extra space, I want you to add these notes. Most nationalities have to be changed for the female version, right? So there's in the list here, both listed. So we have, for example, Argentina. Él es argentino. Ella es argentina. So there's a masculine and feminine form. Boliviano, boliviana, masculine, feminine. To talk about somebody's nationality, we use the preposition de again, of. For example, yo soy, I am, de los Estados Unidos. I am of the United States if we literally translate that. In English, we would translate it as I am from the United States. Ella es de México. She is from Mexico. Or we can just use the adjective of nationality. Yo soy estadounidense. Ella es mexicana. So remember, these are adjectives under the nationality column. They are adjectives, and they must match the gender. A couple like estadounidense are neutral, but where you have both, like argentino, argentina, you have to think about whether the person identifies as male or female and use the appropriate form. And of course, if you are talking about many people, then you need to make it plural. One additional note here, over here in the pink, adjectives of nationality are not capitalized in Spanish. So notice this is not a capital E here. This is not a capital M. Countries, yes, get capitalized. Estados Unidos, capitalize. Mexico, capitalize. But the adjectives that describe the nationality are not capitalized. Okay, you already did some practice with this on the previous worksheet. If you want, you can work on writing some sentences. What I want you to do is to be responsible for the Spanish and Portuguese countries. So basically, the Iberian Peninsula with Spain and Portugal, and then all of the countries that are in North, Central, and South America that speak Spanish or Portuguese. Here are your lists. So you need to know how to say these countries and how to say the nationalities. So I would pause the video here and make some flashcards for that. Okay, so that wraps up this lesson 22B. As always, you're going to make some flashcards and practice, practice, practice. We'll see you in the next lesson.